NextGen. Hello, NextGen community. My name is Agnes Watkinson, and I am one of the co-founders for NextGen Professional. We recently sent out a post, I think it was about a few weeks ago, and we were asking the community, what is it that you guys would like to learn? What is it that you would like to know about hiring managers, the processes, any information we can give you to help you not only with your job searches, but career and growth opportunities and how that pathway looks like. So we put together a quick presentation. We're going to do it in different segments, so hopefully this can help you. Abby Pekar was one of the individuals who on LinkedIn had mentioned that he is a new grad. He's finished construction management programs, and he's also an immigrant to Canada, and he would like some help on how can he go through the process of finding a new or entry-level position within the construction industry. So we have this presentation for individuals much like Abby and other individuals who are graduating to help them through the process. So I'm going to screen share and show what we have here. Here we go. Perfect. Looks like we are on our way. So just to get us started, we understand how frustrating it can be to go through all those years of schooling. You get your diploma, you have your degree, and you cannot find a job right away. I get it, that's hard. Job hunting is a full-time job, hence why recruiters exist, why talent acquisition exists within corporations. So let's talk about some of the mistakes, or rather some of the positive steps we can take to increase your chances of getting hired and to increase your morale when you're hitting that employment wall. So here are some common mistakes that we have seen from grads and even some more intermediate people. Not knowing what to look for. So you should know what types of jobs you want and what types of jobs you qualify for. Conducting an organized spreadsheet and completing the exercises of learning probably 2 to 3 jobs you qualify for with your education, as well as jobs you want to do. We're trying to start your career path, so maybe try to get your foot in the door of something you think would be interesting or something you want to grow into. Please know that the major you have completed in university or in college does not close off or define the job you can apply for. So for instance, I'm a psych major, but I got into construction, I got into sales, I got into marketing entry-level roles, and that's kind of where my psych career, although not in sales and marketing, has really kind of supported this entry-level role that I got into. Now it's years down the line, but when I first started. Another thing that we tend to see is not enough preparation. So preparation really, grads, this is key for a successful interview. Actually, it's successful for any interview. When we talk to candidates for a specific role here at NextGen, we provide them with everything. I mean, company information, the websites or website that the client is on. We provide them with resume on their feedback. We provide them with feedback on their project list. And we also tell them something about the hiring manager in terms of how to work with them, what their personality or their character is like. This is maybe something you can get from reading their LinkedIn, or maybe this is something you can get from the human resources and recruiters. If you ask them, what's the hiring manager like? That really helps sometimes during the preparation of the interview. One of the other things is dress for an interview. I know everyone now is doing a lot virtually, but you still have to dress the part virtually. So ensure you have a calm backdrop, ensure you are dressed professionally, corporate, and make sure you're putting your best foot forward when you're doing even just a virtual interview. So that's really important. So going over to the slides, one of the spaces in which we see some room for improvement is proactivity. So proactivity definitely wins the race. Please do not spam hundreds of companies and just sit around and wait. Create a spreadsheet. Be organized about where you are sending your resume. Basically, be a project manager for your own role and your own career path. So follow up with everyone from the hiring managers to the HR to the recruiters you're working with. Stay organized and only apply to as many jobs as you can track at one time. Calendars are amazing to pre-program any follow-ups. So as you can see here on the spreadsheet that I've created, this is just a basic one to get you guys rolling. I have the company name, we have the role that you're applying for, the hiring manager that you're talking to, and this can be multiple. LinkedIn connections, again, doing research on LinkedIn, not just about the company, but about the organization's community culture, as well as the individuals that are interviewing you, is important for preparation. Did you send your resume? Yes or no? What date did you send your resume? And any of the follow-ups. I just have 2 columns for follow-ups, but you could do probably a little more. Again, just ensure it's not every day that you're spamming these people with, hey, did you see my resume? Did you see my resume? Methodical follow-ups are a little bit more potent, so maybe every week you space them out. And some space for notes. So you could put the website link, you could put the job description link, who the hiring managers are specifically, even if they are not the individuals that are the individuals taking your information, and any further notes, any other notes that you want to provide for this particular role, including have they reached out to you? Are they talking to you? So these are all things you can put in the notes section. Another area that we think there could be some improvement is the lack of experience. And this is so rude. I feel bad because you're coming out of school, of course you don't have experience. So how do you increase experience if someone won't give you a job? Personally, I think this can be overcome with proper resume writing. So we're going to take a peek at this next slide, and bear with me. Your resume is a marketing tool of you. It represents your experiences and your skills. So what we have done is we've taken you on the one side, on the left side here, and we've taken the job descriptions, which is a representation of what the employer needs. You are making the search about the employer, not about yourself. You need to speak their language. So what we say most of the time is review the job description and look at your resume side by side with them. So maybe even in this case, pull up 3, 4, 5 job descriptions of entry-level roles that really suit your background and what you're looking for. What you're going to do is you're going to reflect on the job descriptions, and you're going to create connections between the standardized words that keep coming up. So maybe scheduling keeps coming up, maybe communication keeps coming up. You're looking for something that all the job descriptions tend to share, and that's basically a connection. That is a industry standardization for that job. And then what you're going to do is you're going to transcribe that into your resume. You're not going to lie. You're basically taking the experiences that you already have, and you're basically taking the skill sets that maybe you've learned in a co-op, learned in school, learned in an internship, and you're rewording it so that it reflects the job descriptions in the industry language. I hope that's clear. So as an example, and why I think this is really great, and when we say, you're making your resume for the employer, not yourself, is here's an example. I'm a hiring manager. Why should I hire you? A lot of graduates, even graduates we speak with, tend to say, well, I can do this, I can do that. I have a degree in this, I have a degree in that. Wonderful. But I'm going to implore you to maybe pivot away from presenting yourself by saying that, and maybe recreate and rephrase it as, well, there are 3 reasons you should hire me. 1 is you're looking for someone who has analytical skills. I have strong analytical skills, show them your resume, because I've done this, I've done that project, and I've worked on this, where I've had utilized analytical skills. So you're taking their verbiage from the job description, and you're answering their question with exactly what you've done. Is that clear? I hope that's clear, but you can definitely comment later on and ask me to clarify. A lot of graduates as well, we find they don't start their job search early enough. Most job searches can take 3 months on the low end, up to 8 months on the very high end. So there's a lot of range there. Make sure when you start the application process, the organization process, the job description, when we're asking you to research the job descriptions and put all that information over into your resume, make sure you start that months before you graduate. So probably about 3-4 months before you graduate. I think this is going to help motivate you when you finish school, because you already know you have irons in the fire, but it's going to keep you organized so you can hit the ground running and you can actually organize your day around job hunting, because it will take a lot of time. So let's get you organized before you graduate so that you have those irons in the fire and you can get moving when you're on the job market. Another area that we can develop in terms of our skill sets is networking. So it's interesting, and you hear this a lot when you're in the recruitment or hiring manager positions, 80% of jobs are never advertised. So what you're seeing on LinkedIn, what you're seeing on Indeed, there's another 80% of jobs that are not advertised. And a lot of these jobs are filled by word of mouth, referrals, family, etc. So a really great way of networking is to start with family, to start with friends, coworkers. Professors are a great space. They might know some organizations. They might want to help you, including your career offices that are in your university or your colleges. They might have a couple of job leads as well. For LinkedIn on networking, we're going to have a completely different segment because I think there's a lot we can talk about specifically about online and virtual networking. There are groups on LinkedIn that you can join. So if you go around LinkedIn and you search sort of keywords of your industry, you might be able to find groups. There might be postings on those groups, as well as you can start joining that community chat, and you can start telling people about yourself and maybe helping others with what they're looking for and really creating a presence on social media for yourself. And that might help you start your first, get your first foot in the door. Also, there are different associations for different industries, specifically in construction, architecture, and engineering. There are a lot of community groups and associations, professional associations. You can join some of their young leader groups, and the young leader groups might have some networking and again, get your foot into the door at an entry-level position. So highly suggest going through those groups as well. One of the areas that we see with the younger people is social media presence. Employers might, I'm not saying they will, but they might Google you and check around and see what other social media presence you have and really what type of person you are. Technically speaking, I don't think they're allowed to do that, but there really is no way of stopping that. So you want to make sure that any of your social media accounts are what I call cleaned up. So just make sure it's a reflection of the best version of you. Doesn't mean you have to take out everything personal. Doesn't mean you have to take out anything that, you know, is a different version of you. I just think that maybe cleaning it up so when they see, you know, an image of your Facebook or your Instagram or whatnot, they can say, yeah, this is a good individual who would fit our culture. So cleaning up your other social media presence could be a really good point for you. One of the areas that we talk about in terms of networking is your LinkedIn, and I'm just going to do, I know I'm doing a different segment, but this is really, really quick, is your profile shot. And I have a couple of images here. These are wonderful images, and I grabbed these from a stock photo site, and I was like, you know what, these are great. I'm seeing people's faces, they're so lovely. To me, these are not professional photos. These are not professional in terms of I don't want them on my resume. And I'm thinking from my perspective, and I am a hiring manager to some capacity. I work with hiring managers every single day. I think that it's really important to remember LinkedIn is a professional site. It's not an Instagram, it's not a Twitter. It very much needs to be a reflection of your resume, of your projects, of your experiences, professionally speaking. So although these images look wonderful and artsy and creative, I don't think they're the best reflection to put onto a LinkedIn page. Again, personal, this is just how we feel with our clients. As well, I did kind of put the best of photos. So here are a couple of stock photos again. They're called corporate headshots. So bust up, have your hair done, have, you know, great corporate clothes on. You really want to have a smile on and be approachable and presentable. So when a hiring manager checks you out on LinkedIn, this is what they see. This is the best version of you with your resume. We will do, as I said, another LinkedIn networking and resume building class because I want to ensure that people's LinkedIn accounts are really, really up to speed because 94% of hiring managers and recruiters use LinkedIn to first start looking at their candidates. So you really want to make sure you hop on LinkedIn. So this is everything I have for you guys today. Please comment, let me know if there's any other information that you want to hear about, or if you need to clarify something from this particular segment. But other than that, I hope this helps everyone out. So take care, guys.